Okay, so we're diving into this exhaustive home-brewed test review program that I've created. And this may take you a while. This is going to be a graded assignment, but this is going to be, like I said earlier, this is the way to get back in the game. All right. So if you've had failed projects, failed quizzes, you haven't turned something in, you got a 0 grade, whatever. We're getting ready for test prep. And when I say test prep, again, we're going to be doing the Microsoft certification exam the first week of December. You're going to get at least 2 shots at that. Some of you may be doing that from home. Some of you may be taking that from school by then. But it'll be an exhaustive review of everything that we've done for the trimester. Okay? So first of all, in Google Classroom, I have a whole boatload of files which you're going to have to download. I've got a start file called GreenSoles. Here's a Word outline you're going to be pulling some information from. Another presentation, you're going to be pulling something from. 2 picture files, 3 picture files. There's a tree. There's a little video that you pull in. And then the actual instructions that you're going to use to complete this project preparation. Again, if you're successful with this is going to be amazing. All right, this is going to set you up well to prepare for the exam. Not entirely, but it's going to kind of fill in the holes for various things that maybe I haven't specifically covered in the 3 chapters that we've done so far in PowerPoint. All right, so you're going to need to download all of these files, and they should be sitting in your downloads area. And you should be able to do this not from remote student, but you should just be able to do this regularly on your school laptop because you've got Office on there, you got PowerPoint on there, should be good to go from there. All right. Now, I've tested this once and I'm recording this and I'm going to be going through it again. So I've tested this, at least from my standpoint at school, and you should be good to go. All right. So the 2 main files to start out with, first of all, is your instruction file, which looks like this. And I'm going to be working from this. And then I'm going to slide this over here, the actual presentation file, which I'm going to have up here on the left. All right. So I'm going to be working from this file. I'm going to go to slide 1 here. I'm going to be working from this file. But just know I've got this instruction file that I'm going to be reading from step by step here on the right. Now, when you're done here, I will have a key in the Google Classroom assignment, which I didn't show earlier. You can download that as well. I'm obviously not done with the presentation. All right. You'll have a key in there, at least in PDF form, to view and see how you did with things. And then secondly, I want you to turn in your finished PowerPoint file, attach it to your assignment when you turn it in via Google Classroom. I don't want to just see something turn in like, I'm done. All right, that's not going to work for me. Okay? All righty. So here we go with our Google Classroom. Okay? And hold on here a second. I'm not sure this is quite the file that I want to start out with. I'm going to just kind of bail here just for a second. Pardon me here while I go and grab that. This is live, live teaching on recorded YouTube, whatever. All right. So let me actually go find the file that I want to start out with. Here we go. All right. And that might have been the same one. I don't know, but here we go. No problemo. So here we go with our presentation. I'm going to get my instructions over here. Instruction 1, using slides 2 and 3. I'm going to come down here and select thumbnail 2 and thumbnail 3. Okay. It says create a section called introduction. Okay. I'm going to come up here to section. I'm going to say add section. And I'm going to call this introduction. And it says I'm renaming that. And so now for slides 2 and 3, I now have a section called introduction. Okay, let's go to slide 3. It says change the layout of slide 3 to 2 content. So I'm on my home tab up here, layout to content, which is already what I have there. Okay. All right. I might change that back, by the way. That might look a little bit different later on. Use the content placeholder to insert the picture 4 into the presentation. Well, let's go to pictures. And my files are somewhere else. For you, they're going to be in your downloads. For me, they're going to be on my shared folder here. So again, for they're going to be in your downloads. I'm going to go out to this file here. This is way more than we need to know. I'm pulling this thing called picture 4 using the content placeholder, and it drops in picture of a beach. Okay. Recolor it using the green accent color 1 dark. Color over here. Green accent color 1 dark. Right there. Okay. Use the reflected rounded rectangle picture style. So here's my picture styles up here. 5th one, reflected rounded rectangle. And there's my picture. Add alt text. Now, alt text is what you see when you run your mouse pointer over an object. I'm going to come up here to alt text on my Picture Tools Format tab. I'm just simply here in alt text. I'm going to say, we're calling this beach scene. Beach scene. I'm just going to click off somewhere, close that out. Now let's go back to alt text, make sure that's there, and it is. All right. Okay, beach scene. There you go. On slide 4, select the text GreenSoles.com. Right click and select link. Now I can also say insert link, by the way. Link. And it says change the address down here to an actual website, www.greensoles.com. I'm not even sure if that exists or not, by the way. And then up here for text to display, instead of it saying greensoles.com, I'm going to say new website. New website. And okay, this is number 4 in my instructions, by the way, on slide 4. New website. On slide 4, so I'm going to select all of my text there. It says convert the text to a Smartart graphic. So I'm going to select my text, right click, convert to Smartart. I'm looking for a continuous arrow process. I'm going to go down to my more Smartart graphics, go to process, and there's my continuous arrow process. Okay, right there. For me, it's in my end of my 3rd row. Click OK. Change colors to apply the colorful gradient loop accent 1 colors setting. Now let's see here. Gradient loop accent 1 in the colorful area. I should call that accent 1. I'm going to go back and change my instructions there. Click on that. I'm going to call that accent 1. Okay. And then with my thing still selected up here, it says use the brick style 3D style. So I'm going to come up here to my more 3D style, and there's brick scene. Notice my hyperlink has the text is colored differently for a new website. I could eliminate that if I wanted to, by the way. And so that was number 5 on my instructions. Number 6 on slide 5, which is blank, insert a 3D model. Okay. Insert a 3D model from online sources. I think these are kind of cool. And by the way, if you can't get any of these things to work, maybe you Google them. I just wanted to make sure you know how to do these. If for some reason this has a breakdown and you can't find this and it's not working, maybe make a note of it in the slide down in your notes page. But I at least want you to, if you can't, if it's not working, at least go and Google it. Okay, flowers and plants. We're going to drop in the pine cone right there and select insert. And here comes my pine cone. Change the height to 4.5 inches. I'm going to go to my 3D Model Tools Format tab. Run my mouse pointer through height, make it 4.5, enter, and it changes proportionally. Center it approximately in the middle of the slide. I'm going to get my four-headed arrow here. Center it, or that'd be centered right there, horizontally and vertically. And it says change the 3D view to bottom. Now here's my 3D views over here. If I run my mouse pointer over them, tooltip tells me what they are, and there's bottom, the bottom of my pine cone. So it's like you're walking around the pine cone, right? Then it says on number 7, animate the 3D model on slide 5 to circle motion path. So that's going to be animations. I'm going to click on my more button over here for animate more animations. Go down, here's regular motion paths. Go down to more motion paths. And I'm looking for the circle motion path. And okay. Preview that, just make sure it's doing, oh, that is amazing, that is cool. Okay, preview the animation. On slide 6, I'm on to number 8, by the way, number 8. Add the animation wheel to the bulleted text box. I'm going to select this text up here. Come into my animation. Use the wheel animation, which is right here. Okay. Change the duration to 3 seconds. The duration is over here. Now I'm on the animations toolbar here. Change that to 3 seconds with an effect option of 8 spokes. Effect options over here, 8 spokes. Whoa. I guess I already previewed that. I don't need to preview it again. That's number 8. Number 9, use the transition effect uncover. Transitions. I'm going to go find, here's uncover right here. Okay. Change the duration to 1.5. Here's duration up here, 1.5 seconds, and apply to all slides. Now look at over here on the left of my thumbnails, you can see animations on various slides. When I click on apply to all, you'll see a star next to each slide number telling you there's animation on all of those. Okay. All right, so we animated that and we added transitions to all of our slides. That was number 9. Number 10, this is where we make changes to our handout master. This is something kind of new here. Go to your view tab, number 10. Click on handout master. And here it is. Change the header in the upper left. So I'm going to run my mouse pointer. Actually, just creates a place for me to enter stuff there, insertion point. We're going to call this GreenSoles-2020. Change the footer, which is down here, bottom left, to greensole.com. Now I've capitalized that. Maybe I'll make that lowercase, whatever. All right. Then we're going to go back to, and I could close master view here. I'm going to click off somewhere first, make sure that's recorded. Close master view. And it took me right back to normal view because that was handout master. So when you print out handouts, it's going to look a little bit different. Okay. After the slide 9, after the current slide 9, which is going to be right here, after the current slide 9, insert a summary Zoom page with links to slides 10 through 12. So I'm going to put my mouse pointer right between 9 and 10. after slide 9. Okay. And I do insert. Again, something kind of new here. It's kind of fun to play with here too. Insert zoom, summary zoom. This is new to Office 2019. Okay. I'm going to do insert summary zoom to slides 10, 11, and 12. Now, if you have an older version of PowerPoint, this may or may not work. You might just have to insert a slide and just watch the video or Google it. Again, if you're using an older version of Remote Student, I would suggest using the newer link to Remote Student, which I also include on this assignment. Make sure you have that. All right. So I'm doing a summary zoom with links to slides 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to insert. Now, that already put that up in slide 2, which I find interesting. I said, using slide thumbnails, move this new slide, become the new slide 2. It looks like it already did that. It moved it up to slide 2 anyway, which is fine. That's where I wanted it. If for some reason it ended down in slide 9, that's fine. Okay. Then you can move it up manually. Mine seems to have moved automatically up to slide 9. Except I've got too many zooms up there. It's showing 5 different slides up there. I'm going to undo that. Let's try that again. Let's click right on slide 9. Okay. Let's do insert, zoom, summary zoom. Oh, I know what my problem was. Let's go back there between 9 and 10. Insert summary zoom. I had slide 1 checked. I had slide 4 checked. I don't know why. Go back and fix that. Just put in slide 10, 11, and 12 and insert. There we go. All right. There's my summary zoom. I think I just had too many things checked there. Again, I'm on number 11. Now I'm going to left click and hold and drag that up to slide, become the new slide 2, like so. And I could put it in as part of my introduction section, which is fine. Okay, so there you go. 3 thumbnails there, which again, kind of a shortcut. So when you run this presentation, it'll give you a shortcut to slides 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to call this, click to add title, I'm going to call this graphics. Click off somewhere. All right. Should have done that earlier. Now understand on the instructions, as I said, please note all previous slide numbers have 2, above 2, have now moved up a spot. So if somehow you're like you're off on your slide numbers, it's because you missed that particular step, moving that up to slide 2. On slide 7, I'm on number 12 now, number 12. On the Design tab, format the background to use the picture bear. So I'm on the Design tab. Over here on the right, I'm going to say Format Background. Picture or texture fill. A file. Click on File. Now again, you're going to your downloads. Mine's in a different place here. You would have downloaded that picture bear. So I'm going to insert bear here. Again, this is number 12 in my instructions. Now that is horrible contrast. Now I can't see my text hardly at all, and the bear is like there. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, this is where you need to make a picture. If you're going to use a picture as a background, wash it out. Fade it into the background. And you do that over here in transparencies. I'm going to run my mouse pointer over there on transparencies. I'm going to make this 80% transparency. Now I've got good contrast. I can still see the picture. We're good to go. I'm going to close out that task pane. That was number 12. Number 13 on slide 8. For the first bulleted item, change the bullet that utilizes the tree image found in the presentation folder. So I want to change that bullet right there to a tree. How do we do that? Well, get your insertion point up there on slide 1. Excuse me, on the first item, I should say. This is a live video again. I'm going to make mistakes. Home tab. Let's go to your bulleting area here in your paragraph group, drop down arrow. I'm going to say bullets and numbering. I'm going to say picture. We get into this in Word, by the way, as well. Picture bullet from a file called tree. Again, you should have downloaded the tree picture and it should be in your downloads. Insert. There, your first bullet just became a tree. Now, if I selected all of my bulleted items, I could change all of my bullets to a tree. And you can do a picture of your face if you like. You can do custom bullets with pictures wherever you like. That was number 8. After slide 13, down here, I'm going to click down here. It says bring in all the slides from an outline. An outline is a Word file. Outline is a Word file. Okay? After slide 13, I'm going to come up here and say new slides. Slides from outline. Again, coming from some sort of a Word file. And this takes me to where I was working here. Again, you'll find this in your downloads. And you should find a file in there called 2020 Outline. I can double click or click once and hit insert after slide 13. Again, note that's where my starting point is. And when I click on insert, it brings in 5 new slides with a bunch of text in them. 5 new slides. I now have 18 slides in my presentation. That's number 14 again on the instructions. Number 15, we're going to go back to slide 9. Slide 9. Make the third sun shape the same size as the other 2. Well, there's a bunch of different ways to do this, but I'm going to click on the second sun shape, Drawing Tools Format tab. And this tells me that it has a height of 1.2 and a width of 2.2. Now, these are proportional. Height of 1.8, width of 2.2. If I come down here to my small sun, I can just go up here, make that 1.8. It has a width of 2.2, and it is the same size as my other 2 suns. SUNS, of course. That's number 15. Okay. And then it says align the 3 sun pictures to the right relative to the pictures, not the slide. So holding down my control key, I'm going to click on sun number 2 and sun number 1. So all 3 are selected. My Drawing Tools Format tab is up here. I'm going to go over to Align and say Align Right. So now they're all 3 aligned to the right, which it looks like they align to the rightmost sun in that group. Okay, align right, relative to each other, not just to the slide. Okay. On slide 9, animate the text, that would be this, to fly in from the left all at once in 2 seconds. Okay, that's going to be animation, add animation, fly in. Okay, that was interesting. Came in from the bottom, right? Well, I want to change that. Effect options from the left. Okay, well, that is not coming in all at once, is it? Back to effect options, all at once, and in 2 seconds. 2 seconds up there for duration. Let's preview that. Here comes my text, fly in from the left, all at once. That was number 16. Number 17, on slide 13, delete the table column, which says last year. Delete the table column on the far right. Now I'm going to come down here, right above that last column with my black arrow. See how I'm dragging down? I'm going to left click, Table Tools Layout tab. I'm going to delete columns, the selected column, which goes away. Now I could recenter that and do all kinds of crazy stuff there. All right, that was number 17. Number 18, print 5 copies of notes pages in portrait orientation and turn off collation. Now, collation is when you print one copy of pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the second copy, pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually going to turn off the collation. Now, backstage view, file. Now, by the way, don't actually print, please. Or your parents are going to wonder, how come we've got 500 pages printing out our printer? Okay, file, print. Well, what am I printing? Printing off, let's see, I'm going to make this so it's actually going to some color printer here, like Microsoft Print for PDF. Again, do not actually print, please. Microsoft Print to PDF. Print notes pages. We should never have to print full page slides, by the way. Print notes pages. Very nice. In portrait, again, portrait is up and down, not sideways. Right now it's set to landscape. I would say portrait orientation. Okay. Now I might want to do this just in black and white. Right now it shows for color, just for laughs and giggles. And again, if I had notes down here, all those nitty gritty details, they would be appearing down here. But it says turn off collation. So I'm going to go to collated and say uncollated. All right. And then I could actually print those, but I'm going to be printing out 13 pages of handouts, actually 18 pages of handouts. And I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm not actually going to print. I'm just going to look at print preview over here. And I suppose I could move up and down with my print preview and look at my different slides and so on. Okay. That was printing. That's number 18, printing out handouts. On to 19. On slide 12, use the content placeholder on the right to create a 3D clustered column chart. Well, there's my chart right there. 3D clustered column chart, middle selection there. And okay. And up pops an Excel-like data table. Okay. And I want to get all this data over here from my table on the left into my Excel model. I'm going to drag down just a little bit here into my Excel model. There's a little shortcut here. I do not want to sit here and re-enter all that data. So I'm going to come over here with my mouse pointer, select all of my table, left click and hold and drag, Control C to copy. I'm going to go into cell A1 and paste, Control V, like so. Okay. Now I might want to remove any extra data columns. Now I can change the size of my data table. See this little caret down here, bottom right-hand corner? I'm going to left click and hold and drag it over like so. So now there's my bottom right of my defined data. I'm going to drag my mouse pointer through all this stuff over here and hit delete. And it goes bye-bye. So I'm doing a quick shortcut, just copying and pasting that data in there, redefining my table size here in my edit data area. And then I'm done. I got my data in there. It looks good. Again, this is going to be in thousands, by the way. And close. All right. And it says change the chart title. Change the chart title to annual financials. I also might want to mention something here about this data being in thousands, but I'm not doing that right now. And that is number 19. On the chart on slide 12, add a data table with keys. So I'm going to go back and select my chart. All right. It says add a data table with legend keys. Hint, use the add chart element. That's over here. Add chart element on my chart tools design tab. Data table with legend keys. Now legend is the thing at the bottom which tells you what the different things in the chart are. So there's my legend down here. There's my data table, income and expenses and so on with my year. So I got kind of a recreation of my table down here at the bottom of my chart. That is one handy looking chart. A very nice visual representation of my income and expenses. It's got a brief financial summary of what I've done this year. Okay, that is number 20. On slide 10, insert the video river tubing. Insert. By the way, I could come over here. Let's do this. Let's use my content placeholders. Insert video from a file. Again, you would have downloaded this to your downloads area. I've got to go out and take a trip here and go find out where my stuff exists. Yours is going to be in your downloads area, correct? And there's that video called River Tubing, which I borrowed from YouTube. And here comes my video. Okay. Align the video to the right side. And you know what I should do here? I'm actually going to change my instructions here to make this a height of, why don't we make this a height of 3.3 inches. And then align it to the right side of the slide, kind of in the middle. To the right side of the slide. Not quite sure where middle is there. I think we'll just call that good. Align to the right side of the slide with my height at 3.3 inches. Okay. Just gonna make a note there, 3.3 inches, because that was kind of dominating my slide there. Yeah. Okay. So there's my video river tubing, and you may go back here and clip this and watch it and do all kinds of weird stuff. But there it is. All right. There's my video. Number 22, add the tags adventure and outdoor and the title GreenSoles to the document properties. What are we talking about for document properties? File, again, backstage view, and over here is properties in the info area. And down here, I'm going to say add tags of adventure and outdoor, separating them by a comma, and the title GreenSoles. Click off somewhere. Title GreenSoles, tags, adventure and outdoor. We can use properties to do searches. Like if we work like in an office that has like thousands of documents, we could use these various tags and titles to search for something in the background in PowerPoint. Okay, that's your properties area. All right. Add a slide footer draft with the slide numbers to all slides with the title slide. Okay. All right. So this is going to be insert, header and footer. I'm going to go down and say footer draft with the slide number. Don't show on title slide. So this is going to apply to all slides except for the title slide. It'll say draft at the bottom, and it'll have the slide number as well. So I'm going to click on apply to all. See, it says draft down there, and there's a slide number. I'm currently on, of course, slide 10. But that would be applied to all slides except for, I go back up here, it's not on the title slide. Okay, maybe we thought that was going to be distracting or something. Number 24, for the photo on slide 4, back to our little beach scene here. Photo on slide 4, crop out the bottom third of the photo so that less of the beach is shown. So click on the photo, Picture Tools Format tab. Go over here on the far right to crop. I get cropping handles all the way around. And on the bottom, I'm going to grab the bottom cropping handle and drag up and crop out about a third of the picture. All right. Then to accept my crop or to record that, I can either go back and click on crop or just click off somewhere And there's my picture. Now, just for laughs and giggles, I might bring this down and center it a little better to my slide. I'm just messing around. That looks fine. Okay. You could resize it. You could do whatever. Okay. I just cropped it. Okay. That was 24. 25, using setup slideshows. We're going to go to slideshow, setup slideshow. Set the presentation for the user. Somebody's watching this on their own to advance slides manually. Or maybe they're going to be showing this presentation for the company. They don't want it to be automatic. So I'm going to say manually advance slides. Presented by a speaker, full screen. And okay. There you go. 26, inspect the document and remove document properties from the PowerPoint presentation. Remember, we put in the tags and we put in the title. Now we decide that we want to hide that private information. And you do that. I'm on 26 again. File. And it's down here in check for issues. And it's called inspect document. So do you want to save it first? Yeah, I want to save it first. You know what I need to do here, though, before I do this? I need to save this as something because I don't want to wipe out my original file. Yeah. And by the way, you should be saving frequently as you move forward here. Okay. All right. I didn't want to wipe out my original file. You might want to save this as something else as you're working through it. Anyway, file, and we're back here to inspect your presentation. Inspect document. And we're inspecting for document properties and personal information. So I'm going to uncheck all of these other items because I do not care about those. Alrighty. So document properties and personal information are selected. I'm going to say inspect. And it says, hey, we found something. Well, yeah, you found those tags in that title. I'm going to say remove all. And I'm done. Document properties, personal information were successfully removed. Just in case there was something confidential in there or whatever that this gets in the wrong person's hands and they weren't supposed to know something, I got that out of there. Click close and get out. So I just removed those. Slide 11. By the way, if you're like finding slide numbers like off, it's because you missed that item back up there where I added something and put it in slide 2. That's why your timing or your numbers might be off here. I'm on number 27. On slide 11, select both shapes with my control key. They have got handles around them. Use your control key. Apply a rounded bevel shape effect. Up in my drawing tools format tab, shape effect, bevel, and there's my rounded bevel shape effect. I have a little 3D effect there. Kind of makes those look better. Then it says group the shapes and jump rope clip art together. Now these are already selected. So I'm going to hold down my control key, click on the jump rope. So now all 3 have handles around them. Go up here to group and select group. Now it looks as though at those as one big graphic. So like if I drag this around, all 3 of them move together. Undo that. That was kind of crazy. All right. That was number 28, by the way, grouping them together. 29. On slide 1, configure the audio clip to fade in. So here's my audio clip down here. This is some random patriotic tune that I found. That's not really important. You could find something a whole lot jazzier than what I found. So anyway, back up here on playback. So I click on that audio, back up here on playback. I'm going to say I want it to fade in for 2 seconds. So it'll be like really quiet and come up to a little bit louder. And by the way, if you ever get asked what the volume setting is, right now it's coming in as high. So that's going to fade in and then move to a high volume setting. to play across slides. Play across slides. So this is on slide 1, and it will continue playing. And by the way, this is where you can create kind of fun videos you can actually post in YouTube with your favorite pictures and songs and whatever. Kind of fun. All right. Play across slides, and to start when the sound icon is clicked on. So that would be up here, drop down arrow, when clicked on, as opposed to in click sequence or automatically when clicked on. All right. So that way there we set our sound settings, then click off. All right. Number 30, last one after slide 18, down here at the very end, slide 18. After it, in your thumbnails, we are going to reuse slides 3 and 4. So new slides, reuse slides, and we have a presentation out here. I'm going to browse. Again, this is going to be in your downloads. Mine is in another place on the shared folder. Pausing, and that's called Alaska Hiking Tours BB. Okay, and that brings in a whole bunch of slides. I don't want all those. I just want slides 3 and 4. So introduction, I'm going to come over here and right click on that and say insert slide. And slide 4, right click, insert slide. I just added 2 slides to thumbnails there. All right. I guess I can close out this format background, can't I? I can close out my reuse slides. Okay. And we now end up with a 20 slide presentation. And I would then go up here and hit save to my finished presentation. I would then compare that to the key, which I will have attached to the assignment. And then you will attach your finished PowerPoint presentation. This isn't like a SAM project. We turn it in for grading via SAM. I'm just going to give it a one quick review over right on. But I want you to turn it in and attach it to your assignment in Google Classroom just to verify you finished it. And this, again, will prepare you very well for the certification exam. And if you're kind of like going through this really slow the first time and you finish it, you're like, hey, I'm finished. Well, it might be something you want to go back and maybe do again. If you really want to lock down what you're doing, because again, this is going to be a timed exam. And this has taken you hours to finish. You might want to go through and do it again so you can get your time down and practice, again, a 50-minute exam, doing about 30 tasks in 50 minutes to prepare you for the exam. All right? If you have any questions, drop me a line. We'll be working on this in class over the next little bit. And thank you for watching.